Hello metalheads, let's talk about metal and the band Symphonics, and that's fucking about time that this band is featured on my channel, since it's one of my favorite band for a shitload of time. And today I will be doing a top 25. It was supposed to be a top 20, but I was arguing with myself too much, so I decided to turn it into a top 25. So let's get into it. That band with Russell Allen as a lead singer and Michael Romeo as a lead guitar player and one of the greatest composer in metal. Those two guys, just for them, are worth taking a chance with that band. And they have Michael Lapon on bass guitar, Michael Piniella on keyboard, and you have Jason Rulo also on fucking drums. So let's get into it. Number 25, and already people will get mad at me since that song is probably in the top 5 of a lot of people. It's called Evolution, and yes, that's a freaking great song. On V, that's the opening track after the intro, and that song, it's a fucking great song. It's in my top 25, but why it doesn't click more with me, the only reason is that the main riff is almost the same riff as in another song called Sea of Lies by Symphony. So because of that, I have maybe neglected a little bit my appreciation to that song, but it's a fucking banger. Number 25. Number 24, it's on Paradise Lost, which is a fucking masterpiece, and it's called The Walls of Babylon. And that's a freaking good track, and it's fucking heavy at the beginning, and the instrumental part is so good. A lot of atmosphere, it's dark, crushing riffs. Yeah, you got the best of Symphonics in that song. The orchestration is really nice. A lot of heaviness in that track. Next one is called To Hell and Back from the Underworld album. And I think that will be the only song featured from that album. Oh no, that's not true. To Hell and Back, in fact, is a long ass song, but I can say it's almost a power ballad. A lot of great piano work here, a lot of good voice lines by Russell Allen. It's a really good track, a lot of emotion. Yeah, it's worth a detour. It's like the ballad that should be maybe 4 minutes, but they extended it to almost like 9-minute song, so that's fucking great. Next one is from the same album, and it's the title track. It's called Underworld. Just for the chorus of Underworld, it has to be on the list, so that's why it's here. I really love everything about that song, but the chorus is really something majestic. I really love it. I really love the solos, obviously, and all the vocal lines in that track are magnificent. Next one, we are going back into 1995 to the album and title track of The Damnation Game, which is, I think, probably an underrated gem from Symphonics. You gotta admit it, you don't know a lot about that album. Nah, I know a lot of you knows about that album, and a lot of us don't, because it's old. The production is not as stellar, but there's a lot of quality on that album, and that track, The Damnation Game, is an incredible track with a lot of neoclassical influences like Michael Romeo had on the first few albums. You gotta go listen to that track, it's incredible. Next one is a more popular one, I'd say. It's the opening track on an album called The Odyssey, and it's called Inferno. okay, that's a really cool track, and live, it's so efficient. Really love that one. A lot of great guitar playing, a lot of beautiful leads. Again, a chorus that is out of this world by that galloping chorus by Russell Allen is so nice. That's one of the most catchy track, I think, on that album, and probably in the discography. So that's number 20. Number 19 is an underrated track, I think, because nobody's talking about that track, and it's called Witching Hour, from the Divine Wings of Tragedy album in 1997. Beautiful track, a lot of everything that is neoclassical, a lot of harmonizing with guitar and piano, keyboard. I really love the two Michael are unleashing fire on what I did that there. Okay, on that track, and it's just so beautiful. And the chorus again, Russell Allen is pushing his voice on this one, and I really love it. Next one is a more emotional track. That's the only pure ballad on this top 25, and Symphony X just don't do a complete ballad. Usually they will have a part of a song that can be targeted as a ballad, but then they will go heavier in the rest of the track. But that one is called The Sacrifice. It's on Paradise Lost, and it's so good. It's an emotional little journey. The voice of Russell Allen on that, if you don't like that, you have no fucking soul. Listen to that track. It will not be a sacrifice to do it. And The Soul by Michael Romeo has so much fucking emotions too. So get to it. Next one is from the same album. It's called Paradise Lost. It's the title track. Such a beautiful chorus again. Yeah, I'm repeating myself for sure, because Symphony X has some of the most beautiful chorus. Some are beautiful, some are really aggressive. That one is beautiful again. The piano work on that track is incredible. Love it. And it's the title track of a fantastic album. It can't go wrong with that. Next one is called The Turning, and it's on the Odyssey. Track number 6 is, oh wow. On guitar, that track is pure madness. It's an unrelentless song. It's never stopping. It's just mind-blowing all the way through. I really love all the guitar work by Michael, but the middle section with that solo, tapping solo, and there's not just tapping, there's so many it's out of this world licks, and I really love it. And I love how the pace of the singing, also the drum, a lot of double bass drum, but tricky things at the same time. It's fast, it's good, it's one of the best on the Odyssey, but there's more to come on that album for sure. Next one, we are getting into the top 15. It's called another title track of an album. It's Iconoclast. Probably it's higher for some of you, I don't know, but it's a mammoth of a song. You have that little, it's not, I will say industrial side of Symphony X, but it's not industrial, it's more futuristic, I will say, with all the orchestration that sounds a little bit like in the future. And you have all that heaviness of all the riffs you get into that 10-minute track. It's just incredible. The instrumental section is just it's not just soloing, it's a lot of new riffs as well. It's a roller coaster in the tempo, and yeah, the chorus is not the best, but it's very it's unique in the discography. All they are putting together that back vocals with that beefy riff. Yeah, it's quite original. I like it. It's epic. Yes, what can I get more from that track? Next one is coming back again on the Divine Wings. It's Of Sin and Shadows. It starts the album with Fury, a great heavy riff, and right off the bat you notice that Russell Allen has more grit into his voice. When you knew the Damnation game before, he had some grit, but not as much on us as on that song Of Sin and Shadows. It's so nice, and yes, very heavy track. Really love it. Next one is another one that is like a long progressive, half ballad, half heavy metal song. It's When All Is Lost. It's from the Iconoclast album. There's so many emotions that are transcending in that track. It's beautiful. It's the piano parts, clean piano. I love piano. I like keyboard a lot, but I will take piano anytime over keyboard, especially to bring emotion in a track. And in that track, that's what happened. There's a lot of fucking piano and emotion, and Michael Romeo is throwing a beautiful long solo at the 2/3 of the track approximately, and it's just a freaking beautiful track. Yeah, did I say the term, the adjective beautiful? Maybe once or twice. Next one, it's number 12, I think, and it's Eve of Seduction, and it's such a great track. Eve of Seduction, wow, just a freaking banger, a fast track from the Paradise Lost album. I really love it, and absolutely a banger of a track, and I really love the solo. It's the verse is bombastic. Then you got the beautiful chorus that is high speed double bass drum, and then the solo kicks in, and wow, it's it makes the same effect as the solo in the turning, the same kind of licks with tapping. It's so genius, genuine solo. Yeah, really love it. Next one, we are going with the title track of the Divine Wings of Tragedy, so it's number 11. Yeah, what a fucking epic track of more than 20 minutes. I have to say that the beginning with all the chanting, the singing, and opera-like is maybe a little bit long, but once that song really starts, there's nothing to stop it. It's just unbelievable riff after unbelievable part. It's a freaking journey. It takes you a lot of time to digest everything in that track. Even after like listening to that 100 times, you will notice small details that didn't cut your attention at first. It's a beautiful and bombastic epic track, one to keep for the long walk in the forest. Well, yeah. Next one is from the Twilight in Olympus album, and it's called Smoke and Mirrors. And how you can start an album with more like showing off than that sweeping section at the beginning of Smokes and Mirrors is just unbelievably good. And how talented you had to be in those years in 1998 to pull that off. It was new classical sweeping shred. Yeah, I know there's a lot of other guitar players that were doing that, just Jason Becker was doing that like 10 years before, but in a context of a song with like singing, and it all makes sense all together, and it's fucking epic. That's another level, I think, of songwriting. It's not just about skill, it's how it fits into the song. And once again, the instrumental part is incredible, the chorus is incredible. But that's it for this one. Next one, we are getting inside that top 10, and it's number 9. It's called the song 7. Yeah, I tried to jump that track up to 7, but I just can't. I couldn't do that thing. But it's a freaking hot track. And I was talking about the beginning of Smoke and Mirrors, but 7 has probably the most incredible licks to start a song of all the discography. It's neoclassical, it's fucking fast, fucking amazing, and that track is long, it's like 8 minutes something, and there's so much going on in that track. It's a fast track in general, and yeah, I really love it, but just because of the start, you have to put it in the top. It's as great as that. Okay, number 8, it's King of Terrors, and that's a more beefy, ballsy track with a lot of riffs that are really dark, on the dark side. And once again, the instrumental part is completely out of this world, but also you got one of the most powerful chorus in the discography. Yeah, I think on that album, Inferno and King of Terrors are probably my favorite 2 choruses, and they are in the top 5 of all their songs to me. Solo section out of this world, a lot of there's more than one solo actually, so Michael is unleashing himself again, and it's so interesting to listen to. Next one, it's number 7, and it's a short song called In the Dragon's Den. Another underrated track, I think. It's a short, fast track in the vein of Sea of Lies, I'd say, with a lot of shredding, neoclassical shredding, a beautiful chorus again, but with a lot of grit by Russell Allen. That track goes just so fast, you just want to start it again. Okay, number 6, it's a long track again, and it's on the Odyssey. It's called Awakening. Another track that not a lot of people are talking about, but to me, it's one of the most beautiful track on piano. It's beautiful, it's kind of dark, there's a lot of passages that are really unique to that song. A lot of instrumental part, but there's like, I think, cut short guitar solos in that track, but there's also a lot of piano parts and a lot of twist and turn. You never know where that track is heading. It's always, holy shit, you are at the edge of your seat all the way through. It's incredibly it's like top-notch, advanced songwriting, and everything blends together perfectly, but at the same time, there's a lot to digest, but it all makes sense even at the first listen. But it's definitely a grower that you need to listen to at least 10 times to get everything. Okay, heading to the top 5. Yes, so I talked about that track already, I think twice. It's Sea of Lies, classic of the classic. If you know one song of Symphony X, it's probably that one with that nasty fast riff. It was like when they got that track out, it was like, okay, it's like Stratovarius but next level. Because it was like neoclassical, fast, and you were thinking about Speed of Light on episode. of Stratovarius, but that riff is in the same kind of riffs, but it's one step more advanced, I'd say. It's more tricky to play. I don't play that shit. I never tried it. I know I can't. It's just obvious. But the solo, the famous solo part, tapping licks, is fucking tremendous. Really nice to hear at the same time. And all the parts are coming together as a really beautiful track, but aggressive track. It's fast, it's neoclassical. Russell has the pipes all going out. It's really cool. The last 4 tracks are just simply some of the best track that has ever been written, I think, in the metal realm. Next one is Rediscovery Point 2, the closing track on V. I know I don't have a lot of track on that album in my top 25. That's not because I don't like it, it's like that. But Rediscovery, it's probably top 1 for some people watching this. It's 12 minutes epic adventure that goes everywhere, but makes sense all together at the same time. It's such a fun journey, and I'm still growing listening to that track, like more than 20 years after listening to it for the first time. It's a masterpiece of the masterpiece. Next one, it's even better, but it's on the Odyssey album, and it's called The Accolade Part 2. Yes, I don't have The Accolade Part 1 on that top, but it was close to make the top. The Part 2 is just Part 1, but next level. And all the parts are better. They are giving respect to the first part, but at the same time, they are creating a new fucking piece of songwriting that is just incredible. It's a fantastic track. A lot of piano again on that track. That is so much fun to hear. So many emotions. The galloping chorus is out of this world again, and the solo section, the instrumental break, everything fits together perfectly again for this 8-minute track. They are kings of that length of a track, like 8 to 10 minutes. They have so many that are wonderful, and that's one of them, one of the best. Top 2, Out of the Ashes. Their neoclassical masterpiece to me. They have a lot. I mentioned so many in that top 25. It's from the Divine Wings also. I think all the solos are just some of the best solos I have heard in my fucking life. The riffs are incredible. Everything is incredible. The singing of Russell Allen is fast, is gritty. It mixed perfectly with all the neoclassical shredding of Michael Romeo. It's unbelievable how good this track is. But it's not close to be as good as my top 1, because my top 1 is probably one of my 10 favorite track ever. Yes, I'm calling it. It's really tough to top that track with my personal taste. It's called The Odyssey. It's a 24-minute something track. It's if you want to know the definition of epicness, you just push play on that track and you will have a great example of how the word epic can make all its sense. And it's an orchestral introduction of almost 2 minutes and a half. Then it goes into acoustic part that are really great. Then you have a long instrumental break, and finally the real song starts at like 7 minutes. It's incredible, and all the section are so good, and you go through the song, and then at approximately 17 minutes mark, there's another orchestral like cinematic part that feels really dark, and it's like the end of a battle, and then you hear that there's a glimpse of hope and light, and then it's starting to get more pump, and the epicness is coming on full force, and the closing like 5 minutes are just magnificent. It's just good like that. You have to listen to it to get everything I'm saying. So that's it for Symphony X. Which songs should be in that top 25 and it's not? Write in the comment, please, which song you want to make the top 25 and it's not. Or you can just give me also your top 10, top 5, top 50 if you want, and I will answer you back. It's just so much fun talking about bands like that have so many good albums and so many fantastic tracks. I can talk about that all fucking day. And that's it for this great band from the United States. I think they are from New York or New Jersey. I'm not sure. I think New York. I will get maybe I'm mistaken. Fuck, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know it's one of them. Next up, I don't know what it will be, but maybe another progressive one. Dream Theater is tempting me, but I'm not sure. It will be a lot of preparation since there's so many tracks that are so long, and I need to listen to everything again to be sure of my choices, even if I know all those tracks by heart. Yeah, you have to click one last time to be sure of your ranking. Okay, that's it for this one. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me, and do your suggestion. Maybe I'll do one of them. Well, if it fits with what I was planning to do, or maybe I will do it in the future. So have a great time, have a good Christmas break, and I'll see you in the next one for sure. Cheers.